At some point, Bookstagram stopped recommending me books and started recommending me men, specifically men who yearn. Hi, I'm Palak, and I wrote something on the masculine art of wanting without owning, and I would love to share it with you. Wherever I look, women are collectively losing their minds, posting quotes, screenshots, highlighted paragraphs with captions like, Men who yearn, this is the standard, and for once, the internet isn't wrong. Here's a thing no one says out loud: women do not want men who are calm and nonchalant about them. It sounds nice in theory, but in practice, it feels like someone has emotionally packed their bags and wants credit for not leaving. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that calm men are bad. They are very polite, very respectful, very rational, very unavailable in ways that only become clear once you explain your childhood trauma to them. Now, modern dating tells men that distance is safe and attractive. So, somewhere between self help, podcasts, and dating strategies, men were taught to kill the desire and call it discipline. What they lost in the process was their appeal, which is why fictional men are winning so aggressively at this moment. Men in books are allowed to want out loud. Mr. Darcy spends half of the Pride and Prejudice visibly restraining himself from being unbearable about Elizabeth Bennet, and that restraint is exactly the point. Peter Mellerock doesn't pretend Katniss is just someone he's seeing. He wants her before she wants him, after she wants him, even when wanting her costs him something. Ryzen waits, watches, yields power instead of grabbing it, and somehow never loses authority in the process. And don't get me started on Xaden, Aaron Warner, and Carden Scumby angry at an air distance. Yes, women, including me, keep losing their mind over fictional men, not because they are perfect, not because they're rich or brooding or morally complex in the exactly right way, but because they yearn openly without pretending they're above it. They want her and they let that wanting be visible, which apparently is radical now. Fictional men don't treat attention like it's a scarce resource they're afraid to overspend. They don't disappear for 48 hours to reassert balance. They don't go suspiciously quiet after a good conversation like they're afraid that chemistry might imply responsibility. This is the part modern dating forgot: to keep yearning even after they're chosen. The wanting doesn't disappear once access is granted, it deepens, it becomes steadier, less performative, and more intentional. I will never know when detachment got promoted to emotional intelligence, when, in all honesty, detachment is just lazy masculinity. It requires no courage, no vulnerability, no presence. You just don't show up and call it strength. I understand the fear. We've all seen desire turn into entitlement. That's not what this is. The masculine art of wanting without owning is about discipline and not possession. It's wanting without rushing to claim, without making affection feel like a transaction, and without disappearing the moment things feel real. Yearning is that disciplined desire. It's knowing what you want and not being embarrassed by it. The men women fall for in fiction don't go quiet once the tension breaks. They don't suddenly act busy after a good conversation. They don't respond to vulnerability with lol, same, and a subject change. They care, and somehow that doesn't make them small, which feels revolutionary in a culture where everyone is trying to look unfazed while quietly hoping to be chosen. I've never felt more drawn to someone than when their interest didn't flicker the moment I stepped closer. When wanting me didn't make them pull back, slow down their replies, or say things like, I don't want to get ahead of myself because shut it, I am no one's, let's see how it goes. So when women say men who yearn, what they actually mean is this: we are tired of men who perform indifference and call it control. We are tired of decoding silence. We are tired of relationships where asking for presence feels like asking for too much. We don't want obsession. We want an appetite that knows how to sit still. That's why fiction keeps winning, not because it's unrealistic, but because it remembers something we were taught to forget. Wanting someone deeply doesn't make you weak, it just makes you honest. And right now, honesty is hotter than calm will ever be. Thank you.